Hello, hello. Welcome again to my podcast. It's getting closer to Christmas. That's why I'm also wearing a bit of a winter Christmas jumper. I can't wait. I really love Christmas. But what are we talking about today? If you follow me before, you know that I'm your host, Kasia, and we discuss spiritual matters. So, today I wanted to discuss ancestral karma and ancestral karma, but on the level of the whole nation. So, what is ancestral karma? This is the karma, the patterns, emotions, behaviors. It can be on really, really many levels, and it's not yours. It is now yours, but it was given to you through your lineage. It can be through your mom, it can be through your dad. It is typically something that your family, on either of the sides, have been repeating over and over and over again. So that's something that it's really can weigh you down and can affect your life. And it's not even your fault. I mean, you can say nothing is your fault. What your parents give you, it's also karma, ancestral karma, but on a very close level. But it's something that it's much easier to work through or more traditional therapy, because this is what in a therapy you'll be looking at. So what happened in your childhood? But what if you have been working on this on yourself through different modalities, and it's still there are still certain patterns. It can be being completely unhappy and unlucky in love, repeating certain fears around motherhood, around money. It can be anything, right? So you continue to work through many of your problems, but there are some things that are still not going away, and that might be one of the signs that it's actually something deeper in the past. Not to mention things that are in the past lives, because that's even different level of karma. That's just, you cannot even track it for normal lineage, right? It's something you could have been all over the place, all over the world, all over the universe. But this is not what this episode is about. So this is one level, and there is also the level of national karma. So national karma, it's something even deeper. We carry it as people that were born in a specific country. I'm kind of thinking, and someone who immigrated, I'm from Poland, but I live in the UK, and I know in the UK there's plenty of people who, like, their parents immigrated, and they are first born in the UK, first generation born in the UK, and they have this mixture of identities, identity, British identity, and identity of the country that their parents were from, and they still identify from. It can be, I know that for some people it can be confusing. Some people are very clear, or I am British, I have no longer connection with the country that my parents were from, because I was born here. But at the same time, a lot of people I know that were raised in the families like that, their parents still put a lot of ways that they were raised, that their culture is, on their children, and in that way you pass all the karma also. And even To be honest, when it comes to national karma, I don't think that going on immigration changes anything, to be honest. It just will follow you. So what can we have in this karma? So many countries have been through a lot of rough stuff. I can speak, let's say, about Poland. Many wars, many times we lost our freedom. Aggressive neighbors. It's been many people know about Polish history from the Second World War, but the Polish story about aggressive neighbors, you can start from the 1700s and before that. So there's been a lot. So what I carry as a Polish person, even though I emigrated into the UK, I will carry the pain of the wars. I will carry the grief that the country has been through, the remembrance about bad times. Polish people are known to seem to always be unhappy. I think it's part of what we learned over so many centuries of tough life. So even though my life wasn't tough, not at all. I was born after the communism, just 91, which is the first year that you can fully say Poland was out of communism. However, it wasn't that long time ago. So when you think about it, my brother, who's 4 years older than me, when he was born, my mom had to queue for the nappies, right? Because the communists were still on. So it's not even that far in the back and in the history. So there will be a lot of things I noticed. A big thing as a country that Polish people have. On one hand, you have this love for your country, which is also built based on how difficult it was to be Polish, how many times we were told that we can't call ourselves Polish because we were overtaken by the aggressors. So there's this pride, like, I am Polish, right? I am proud to be Polish. There's nothing wrong with that, but contradictory to people saying that, I think there's something else there, which is low self-esteem as a country. Polish people tend to learn languages. I used to be, the way I was raised, people were either felt that English is not enough. You have to speak second language on top of your, native language. So a lot of, this feeling that you are maybe as a Polish not good enough. Of course, it is being shaped by, how Polish people have been, viewed in many countries in Europe as maybe not as good as the rest. It's changed a lot. It's probably something still left there, but it has changed a lot. But all of this stuff from far history and from not that far history and the current times, it's all building some kind of a personality trait. And of course, I cannot generalize that everybody's the same. No, people will be carrying different things on different levels, but it's worth to know that there is something like that. Also, it's good. I have the feeling that as a spiritual people who heal themselves, we heal ourselves, we have a bit of responsibility to heal our nation. We continue talking about healing the planet, raising vibration of earth, but start home, right? Start at the level of the country you were born. to uplift the country, to part by part remove this karma that we all been carrying. And I'm talking about every country in the world, right? I was just giving example as a Polish person because it's something I can talk the most about. But there are multiple countries with multiple traumas. If you're not aware of these traumas, it's good to open history books or talk to your parents, talk to your grandparents. Are they aware of something? And there is a very high chance that there was. The history of Earth has been so violent that we really all carry a lot. So why am I talking about ancestral karma and national karma in this episode? So I have been seeing it more and more in my clients for the energy healing. And I keep on thinking about it. And I've already had few conversations with other people that are also on spiritual path about this responsibility for healing our countries, but also about the things that affect us through our ancestors, on the line of our families. Like I said, on top of that, you have past lives. So there's a lot of mess that you can heal. Of course, without obsession, if you are feeling great in your life and fantastic, there's no reason to just keep on digging for more to heal, right? It's within reason. However, there will be a lot of people that feel that something might be wrong, or they want to still improve their life. And that's looking at the ancestral karma and the karma that we hold from the countries we were born in, or have originated from in previous generations. That's a really good thing to start. Of course, the best place to start is current life. But once we run out of these ideas, that's the next thing to look at. So how I see it, I see when I work with the client and I look at their energy body, I see the blockages that are not from this life, not from this, not from the person that I'm working with. They typically, I see dark spots. They can be quite different shapes, size. I mean, it's not always dark. I've seen red heart on one of my clients before, so it shows in a different way. But typically, let's say we have this dark area, and I know it's a blockage, and then when I try to get it out, I start seeing how deep it goes, and it starts going this dark space starts going outside of the energy body. It's going behind, and this is where I'm immediately like, this is ancestral karma, right? Or maybe also you carry this because of the country you were born in. I have a client that carries a lot of what Indian women have been through the generations, of a lot of a lot inequality on top of what her line is carrying. She had the combo of both, and this happens, right? So I do see it a lot, that it affects us. And I really feel that sometimes, like I said at the beginning, there are limits of what normal psychotherapy can do. I'm a huge fan of psychotherapy, talking psychotherapy, especially psychodynamic one, the one that is, closer to psychoanalysis, Freudian, subconscious. I really find this very helpful, but there are moments where there are things outside of what happened in this life, in this generation, where it won't help you. You have to look deeper. So that's what I really wanted to like highlight here, that if you are stuck, then maybe you haven't been looking in all the right places. And also, just to like talk about it from a slightly different perspective, about why have you chosen it, right? So I don't know if you share my belief, but my belief is that we plan our life as a soul before we go to the earth, wherever we choose to go. We plan it. We make agreements with all the souls around us. It's a huge architectural project, really, and there is a bit of this time being not linear like we are used to, because you're going to be like born with your mother and father, and you agreed this with them before they were born. So it's all huge web of these agreements. Also something that people, maybe I digress a bit, but something that it's hard for people to understand is that sometimes the souls that did us really wrong, hurt us a lot, may actually turn out to be a very close soul family, and they agreed to hurt you because you wanted to learn a specific, very hurtful lesson, and they did it as your friends. So that's it might be difficult to accept if you were hurt, if you're looking from human perspective versus the perspective of a soul level. There is a whole book about it. I read it many, many years ago. Is it called Radical Forgiveness? Might be. And I agree also what was said, I remember in this book, that because you forgive, and it's so good to forgive, to cleanse your energy, because you forgive, doesn't mean you accept the behavior. It just doesn't. And you just, that's like two different things. You may understand that this person on the higher level is a soul that agreed to do that, but it doesn't mean that on human level you have to continue to be in a relationship with this person or have any type of contact if they're doing something wrong to you. So that, coming back to why, there's no coincidence where you are. The country you were born, the country, the family you were born also, none of that is coincidence. So if you are a spiritual person that continues to evolve and continues to heal, there might be a very big reason. You might be someone who came to this family and came to this country to break certain patterns, to transmute the energy, to heal. Like families where generation after generation broken, unhappy families, unloved children. And there comes this beautiful soul who, against all odds, everything that that person went through in their childhood, they say, stop. My children will be loved. My family will be happy. I will do anything I can to provide a safety. And this person breaks the chain. But sometimes, just a warning, it can seem like the chain is broken, but if you don't do deeper work, your children may end up repeating it. So that's why it's good to, action it, but also do some healing, do some spiritual healing to cleanse what was happening before. So your children or any future generations, they are just free of that burden. So there are different ways of cleansing any type of karma. For these two karmas, the generational one, ancestry one, and the national one, the nation connected one, I think there are two ways that I would choose with my clients. One is the meditation. I tend to even say to my clients, to do it themselves, to send light, to meditate, and imagine sending down light through the generations back, to imagine your father, your mother, and if they are alive or not, it does not matter. If you are estranged from them, does not matter. If you don't know who they are, doesn't matter. Just imagine, and then imagine this light going further and further back. It doesn't matter, you don't know who there is, but go and move this light and move this light even more until you feel it's done. Keep this light there and say that you forgive, that you choose to be happy. I choose to forgive. I choose to be happy. I choose to remove this burden from the future generations. That's one. And something that I would like to do with a client is the going into hypnosis, going into regression hypnosis, but different than past life regression, because we are not looking for a life that is your past life. We're looking for a moment that you observe. We're looking for a moment when this all started. So it can be whenever, right? How many years back? And then you observe that scene that plays out. And you either step in, take control, and change the scene. It will depend what feels intuitively the best in the moment. Or, you can turn to this person, to the situation, you can hold their hands and say, I forgive, I choose to forgive, I choose to be happy, and I choose to release this burden from any future generations. I forgive you, right? And imagine the light and the cleanse. It's really helpful. It's the same with cutting down the contracts and vows from previous lives. But that's a past life, something different. So that would be something that I would do with a client. And for what I would say, I would tell clients to do the meditation on their own. I also, during energy healing, if I feel it, I do send light down the line, but I intuitively feel that it's not my healing to do, that this person has to do this healing. So even though I send this light, I don't think it's resolved. I feel like this person has to be the resolver. And I'm, in general, quite annoying in this way, because I might be, vessel for energy healing, but people have to do their own work. I can be a guide, I can be a supporter, but I will not do it for you. That's my principles. I will help as much as I can, but there is work to be done. And that might be how people sometimes think about hypnotherapy or, energy healing, that it will solve everything without them doing any work. It's just not true, or I just don't believe this is the right way. To finish this podcast off, I want to guide a very quick meditation about cleansing the past life. So past life, the generational trauma. Of course, you can also use it for the trauma related to the nation, because I talked about this generation trauma. Those two methods can be used also as a nation, but you need to think about deeper about when you imagine, when you're doing meditation, you have to imagine everybody, but it's just, don't go like crazy obsessive with it. Just allow the whole, the representation of the country to show up, so you can send this light. And I believe that if many of us will be doing that, that will really make a difference. But I want to do just a very quick meditation. You will be following me, so you will be doing the work. I am just here as a guide. So please sit now in a way that you feel the most relaxed, and start breathing. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in the way that it's the pace that you like the most, that is the most comfortable for you. When you breathe in, imagine breathing in this beautiful golden healing light that spreads across your whole body. When you breathe out everything that's been bothering you, everything that's been weighing you down. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. Breathe in the light. Breathe out the dark. And now, once you are fully relaxed, now imagine that you see yourself, and then behind you there is a line that connects you with your father, and there is a line that connects you with your mother, and there are all these lines and people that are showing behind your parents. This is the whole ancestry, and it goes back and back and back. And now use this beautiful golden light that you just breathed in. Imagine it covering you, healing you, releasing you of every attachment from the past. And now imagine this beautiful light go through these two lines to your mother and your father, and imagine them in this beautiful light, cleansing, healing light, And then imagine this going back and back and back and back until you feel like it went back enough, that you covered everything, everybody that was needed for the healing of this beautiful family. Now imagine huge golden white beautiful light explosion, and once the explosion goes away, everything now is clear. The air feels lighter, you feel lighter, something changed. And now once you're ready, come back, follow my voice and come back and move a bit, move your arms, open your eyes, move your arms, legs and your back. And I hope that was nice for you. And continue doing it, and continue doing it for your family, and continue doing it for your country until you feel like it has been fully done, until you feel it's been cleared. Thank you so much for listening, and hear you soon. Bye bye.